A year after the elevation of Donald Trump to the Oval Office, a majority of Americans say they're planning to vote for a Democrat next time around. In total, 52% of Americans polled by NBC News said they're leaning against another Trump presidency. A mere 18% were certain they'd back Trump again. Altogether, 36% of those asked said they were likely to re-elect Trump, barely a third of potential voters who were surveyed. A strong contingent of independents, 4 in 10, also joined 70% of Democrats in seeking Trump's dismissal, now buoying up the percentage to 41% of Americans. Underwater in popularity since he took office, his numbers are currently 41 in favor and 56 against. Trump is hoping that his tax cut plan will turn his presidency around. Republicans are touting the across-the-board cuts that Trump is expected to sign into law today as a boon for the middle class and a job stimulant that will surely jump-start economic growth. A mere 24% of Americans told NBC's pollsters that they were in favor of the reforms to the tax system, though. More, 41%, said they were a bad idea, with 37% saying they feel strongly about that. Another 34% said they were persuadable on taxes, inviting heavy wooing from Democrats and Republicans on the issue in advance of the 2018 midterm elections that will determine the makeup of House and the Senate. NBC's poll shows the middle class rejecting the GOP's messaging at present.The. 37% believe they will pay more in taxes than they did before. A slim 16% said it's their understand that they will pay less. A fifth believe they will pay the same, and 27% said they don't know enough to make an educated guess. Ask the question another way: how much do you believe that you and your family will pay? 32% said more, 17% said less, 23% said the same, and 28% weren't sure. Wealthy Americans, on the other hand, were certain they were winners in the deal, with 6% saying they'd pay more and 56% saying they'd pay less, alongside 12% who thought the reforms would be a wash and the 26% who didn't know. Even more telling for the political parties is the 63% of respondents who agreed that the tax cut plan is designed mostly to help corporations and wealthy Americans. Less than 1 in 10 Americans, 7%, told NBC the intent of the reform was to aid the middle class. Negative feelings about the tax reform plan that Trump's administration and Republican Party spent the tail end of the summer and the entire fall pushing could put a dent in the GOP's majority in next year's election. Half of the survey's respondents said they prefer a Democrat-controlled Congress compared to the 39% who said they'd like to leave the GOP in charge. Another 11% said they were uncertain nearly a year out from the midterm elections. Slightly more than half of voters said they'd prefer a Democrat in the White House too, 52%. That number includes the 38% of Americans who said they're definitely supporting a Democrat in 2020, and the 14% said they'd probably vote that way. On Trump's side were the 36% of voters who said they were definitely supporting him or probably would. They split the total in half at 18% each. With 5% saying they would not vote for either major party, that left 5% unsure and 4% saying it depends on who the candidates are and what happens in the 3 years between now and the election. In comparison to Bill Clinton, who struggled at the beginning of his presidency but went on to win re-election, more than twice as many possible voters say they would not support Trump if he appears on the ballot again. Clinton has 14% of the voting population claiming at this point that they would vote for the other party. He had another 19% leaning against him. Like Trump, 18% of voters said they were in his corner, but more overall, 42% said they were generally favorable to him.